everybody, this is Michelle with Creative Operation and Country Craft Creations. I'm here today to do the walkthrough for you for my album that I did with my design team package for April. And this is a great collection by Echo Park called Winnie the Pooh Baby. Super cute, made baby an album. And this album will go from birth through your first birthday. So it's an all-encompassing album. It will hold a ton of pictures, and I absolutely love how it turned out. So I hope you like it too. We're going to do a walkthrough today, and then I'm going to show you some little bonus things that I made with the leftovers from making this album. And then I will have the tutorial up very, very soon. So this is a great album. I'll go extensively through how I decorated the front cover in the tutorial. I did talk a lot about that. But I just wanted to share with you on the cover, I used the pom-pom trim all the way around. I just think it's really cute the way that turned out. And I just love this collection. And again, this is Winnie the Pooh Baby by Echo Park, and it is available at Country Craft Creations. I'll have the links down below. So the cover here is just adorable. I did use some foam dots to pop up some of the elements here and the banner pieces here, and then I used the pom-pom all the way around and down at the bottom here. I also used the gold pearlescent paper that came in my collection for matting, and then I had the pack of coordinated solids that go with this collection, so I used that as well. And this is one of the 4x4 cut aparts on the front. The ribbon that ties this, you guys are going to love this. Now, I did do a really quick video when I received this ribbon. It was made special for this paper collection, and it's only available at Country Craft Creations, so you have to go to the store and check this out. Links are below. I'll have all that information for you, but that's how it closes. So it's a really nice grosgrain ribbon that is printed with the Winnie the Pooh things, and when I untie it, I'll show you. It's amazing. The album itself is 6 3/4 by 8.5. It has a 3.5-inch spine, and it is adorable. I mean, I'm sorry, it's cute. I really like this one. It has 6 pages plus 2 great big pockets with some waterfall features in there and lots of little pull-outs. So let's get into the album. I got to show you. You guys have got to see this ribbon. So real quick, if you haven't seen that video where I kind of showed off the ribbon, look how cute this is. It's the Winnie the Pooh images are printed on there. It's just, look at this. It's just adorable. I love it. I just think it's cute. So that's the closure. Okay, so let's open this up and talk about the album. So on the front, inside, and the inside back cover, you have this big accordion pocket feature and a waterfall on the front. It is my stacked waterfall, and when you open it up, I did leave lots of room for baby pictures. So I did put strips of pattern paper that were left over on the bottoms, but you can totally put you know, the photos over top of them. I used some of the stickers in the spines. This one says Sweet Baby, Bundle of Joy, and then you have all of these, and then you have a nice photo opportunity here. I did use one of the ephemera pieces here and did it so you could put the picture underneath there. So this is meant to be like the day that they were born. And then so you have the waterfall, and then you also have the pocket. Now the pocket bit can be for papers from baby's delivery. It can be for cards, but it also has a big, excuse me, I'm still in my temporary space and it's kind of small. It's still, or excuse me, it has a large pullout that's 6 by 8, and you can put photos on here as well. And I did use the gingham ribbon that I got from my design team package, since this was given to me after I had done the haul video, and when I saw it, I knew I had to use it for the closure. And so originally I was going to use this ribbon for the closure, but I decided to use it for ribbon pulls for the different elements throughout the album. So that's what I ended up doing, and I'm going to show you how I incorporated that. Again, the coordinated solids here for a photo mat, and then on the back I used some ephemera pieces and some stickers and just decorated that. So that'll fit in here. Now that's the only thing I have in that pocket, because I did want to make sure that there was a lot of room available to put other things in. And then each page is done the same way, and I was trying, when I saw the papers, I had 3x3 cut aparts, and that's what kind of designed the pages, if you will, for this album. So I wanted to kind of build them around these 3x3 cut aparts. And so they go 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and so on to 1 year old. So 12th month here, and then you have your like your birthday photos here. So on the fronts of each of these pages, I have one of the 4x6 cut aparts that I used onto some coordinating cardstock. And I didn't show this in the tutorial. This was kind of after the fact decorating, but I just cut out pieces of the coordinating cardstock at 4x6, and then I trimmed down the 4x6 cut aparts. I added the ribbon the same way that I added the ribbon for the pages here, and that is shown in the tutorial. And then I just used some of the blue twine that came in my design team package, and then some of the yellow buttons. These are from Country Craft Creations. These are Granny's buttons, and these are in porcelain beige. They are a really pretty light yellow, and I did have this from a design team package in the past. I had some leftovers, so I thought I would use those in this one because I thought it was really cute. So each of the fronts of the 6 pages have one of these cards in there, and then you have this front pull. Now this does 2 things. This pull out here that I'll show you in just a second not only is a great place for photos, but it also helps keep the page flap shut. So the idea is to pull this out. There is a pocket, a side opening pocket on the front, and you pull this out. It's decorated with a 3x4 cut apart and then some of the pearlescent paper on here. And then it opens up to put baby photos. And then I did use some ephemera pieces to put in the corners on all of them, and I'll show you those as we go through. And then just the back page here, and then this goes into the pocket that's on the front and then tucks underneath this little pocket. That's, I call it a tuck in the tutorial, and that keeps everything closed. But when you pull this out, then you can open this flap as well. And you have 2 photo mats here made with the coordinating solids. You have some ephemera pieces, then I decorated the pages. Okay, so that would be for month 1, and you have several opportunities to put some pictures, and then you also have that nice side opening pocket. You can tuck some things in there as well. And then you have this page, or this piece right there, that tucks in there. Then when you turn the page, we have month number 2, and this one, instead of having a side pocket, has a top pocket, and the same kind of concept. You pull that to pull it out, and then you have this cute little fold out that you can put photos in, and again another piece of ephemera there. Okay, front and back. And then you have your tuck pocket. And then in some of these, I did use some of the ephemera pieces, or not ephemera, the cut aparts from the papers, and made like little tickets. So I think 3 of the pockets have that. Yeah, 3 of them have these. And I just tucked those in there. And then this also will open up. And then I have an ephemera piece decorating the photo mats here, and then a piece down here. Okay, and you can tuck a photo underneath all of these things. So that is that. Now, I did add, and I will talk about this. Let me put this back into the pocket real quick so I can show you. Now, I didn't put any kind of thumb notches or anything in my pages, but you certainly could do that if you wanted to. As far as, you know, to show the pockets. I did on the pages here, I did add a little piece here because one of the design things with this was that they caught a little bit on themselves. So I do have to say that. I usually do a prototype. I didn't do a prototype on this one because I'm in my temporary space. That's a long story. But anyway, and I can't find half of my gear right now. It's spread out all over the house, and it's just a mess right now. So I didn't do a prototype. The idea is amazing. I love this idea, and I think it works really, really well, and I think you guys are going to like it. But I did have to add kind of a little extension, if you will, to the pocket on the back side of the pages so that they didn't get caught up on each other. Okay, but doing that gave me another opportunity to use stickers and some of the pearlescent papers, and I think it worked out really good because it just kind of gave another decorative element in there. So it was kind of a design element that I needed to add, but it also became decorative. So I think it was a great way to kind of fix the boo-boo, if you will, and also to decorate again. So I wanted to let you know that if you don't put this on here, then you might run the risk of your pockets catching on each other when you close your book. And that I would have figured out if I would have done a prototype, but I didn't. So I wanted to kind of throw that out there, but that was a way to fix that. And I know that a lot of people like to know when we do have a boo-boo, how do we fix it? And that was how I fixed it. So, and it works great because everything slides perfectly now. Nothing gets caught up. It's great. So I wanted to let you know that. So that's why some of the pages have them, but some don't. Okay. So then here's the next page. So here is the card for that. Okay, so again, just the twine with a little button glued there and my little pull here, because I wanted to kind of keep the theme of the pulls, so you could do that. And then the back is open for a photo, and then you have your pull out here. So this is month 3, excuse me, I'm opening it the wrong way, and that says hello baby in there. Okay, and then this opens up, and here are the photo mats, and then this one I use stickers here. Okay, so I'm just going to tuck these in for speed's sake, I guess. Month 4, here's again another little element. I just glued it right here, so it kind of created another little decorative element, but also helped everything slide. And then here's the page with the opening and your photo mats here. And on this one here, that's what this one looks like. And it says sweet baby of mine in there. Isn't that cute? Winnie the Pooh, it's cute. So I'll just tuck that in there for right now, but it does go in the top pocket and it does keep that shut. So if you notice, if you don't have those in those pockets, then your little page flaps will flap. Okay, so that's why I did that. But again, and if I show you, I'll show you this one more time. This one here will tuck into the side pocket, okay, and then it just tucks underneath that pocket and it keeps everything nice and secure. And then this is just another addition. You can put more pictures in here if you want. And then this one here will tuck in the top, and then that tucks in to the pocket like so. Okay, keeps everything nice and shut. Everything's perfect. Okay, so I will not do that for the rest of the pages, just so that you don't have to watch me put these back in. But here is page or month 5, and here is the card that I made for month 5. And then you have your little pull out here, your little booklet. Lots of rooms for photos, right? Lots of room for photos. Isn't that cute? And more stickers. I just love these. They're adorable. Lots of room for photos. Okay, I'll just tuck that in there for right now. And then here's month 6. So here's another one of those little cut apart pieces that I just made into a ticket and just tucked into that tuck pocket. Okay, and then here's your card. It says sweet baby here. And then you open it up, and this one I just put the little bumblebee bee. Like so. All right, so I'll just pop that there for right there. Month 7, we have this card that says a beautiful new baby brings so much joy and happiness. And Pooh has got his head in the honey pot. On all of these cards, I did do the twine and the button with the ribbon pull. And then we have this one here. Now, I did add the ribbon pull because it was a lot easier to take these out, because once they're in the pockets, they are flush with the sides of the pages. So that is why I did that, and I really love that. So they're easy to pull out and look at, okay? So I'll pop that in there. Here's inside that page. Hello, little one. And this one says, twinkle, twinkle, little star, do you know how loved you are? And that one is on a sticker that I backed on some of the cardstock. All right, so here's month 8. And I added the little sticker on some of the pearlescent paper that says, you are perfect just the way you are. And you pull this one out. It says, twinkle, twinkle, little star, do you know how loved you are? Very, very cute. And that pops in here. And then you have this page here. This says, a baby fills a hole in your heart that you never knew was there. Isn't that the truth? Super cute. And then on this page here, the little Pooh sticker, I layered it with the honey pot and then a little bee right here. And then this was a banner sticker, and then I used a little word sticker that said baby there. Here's month 9. So this one was the only cut apart that was portrait and not landscape. I only had one of those. So, you know, but that's okay. I mean, they both work, right? And then you have this little pull out, says you are perfect just the way you are. And then when you open it up, another twinkle, twinkle little star. Okay. So we'll tuck that in there for right now. And here's the flap that keeps closed. Again, you have your photo mats. Now, I don't know also if you noticed this or not. Let me take these out. So I tried to make the papers symmetrical. So on the facing pages, I used the same paper on the tops of the flaps. I used the same coordinating cardstock on the flaps. And then I also used the same paper to back kind of the main page. So this is 8 and 9. I'll just pop this in here for a second and I'll go back a sec here and we'll go to 6 and 7. So again, same paper facing like the so. Okay, so that's what I tried to do when I did the album. I tried to make it a little bit symmetrical. Okay, so let's go 10, month 10. Here's another little ticket that I created. It says, you are my sunshine. Here's the pull out. Christopher Robin looking at Tigger falling out of the tree. There you go. They're trying to catch him. I don't know if you can see that or not, but they've got a blanket. They're all trying to catch him. Keep him safe. That says, hush little baby. I use the same paper on the front and the backs, and then you have your pull out here, or your fold out, I should say, with your photo mats. These will hold 3x4 photos. And then you have your big page here, and I just used the banner with Pooh and the balloon with the bees. So I'll tuck that back in here. Month 11. You can put a lot of pictures in here, and this would be a great photo album to put, you know, this would be cool. This would be cool to put pictures all throughout the year and then give it to Grandma and Grandpa. You know, that would be a cool album idea as well. And you could give it to Mom and Dad, but you could also give it to Grandma and Grandpa. And they would love that because then they would have a full year. Great Christmas idea. Just saying. And then you have your last page here. This is for 12 months. And we got sweet little baby here. I'll love you forever like I'll... Whoops, I can't even talk. I'll love you forever. I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. That's what that says. Isn't that cute? All right, then that goes in here, and then you have this. Now, this page here and page 1 match. So let me pull these out so I could show you. Okay, so they have the same facing paper. Inside, they used the green. I'll flip it back over, so the green. And then you have all the little pictures with Pooh and Tigger and all those guys. And then right here as well. So the front and the back match, and then all of the facing pages have the same papers. I hope that makes sense. So anyway, that is the album. And then on the back here, you have baby's first birthday. And again, you have another waterfall, and I basically did it the same. I just, you know, of course, used a different cut apart. And then I did use some of the little word stickers or phrase stickers on every other one. This one says, I love you so much. And this one says, precious baby. And then you have blessing from heaven underneath. And then this is, again, another big pocket. And in that big pocket, I'll pull out that big pull out. There's plenty of room to make more, but you have this 6x8, and then this will hold a 4x6 photo. And then on the back, you have Pooh with another balloon, and it says, our sweet baby. So you can put a cute picture there. So a couple ideas for this album. This is a great album for baby's first year. And then the ribbon, of course, is absolutely stunning. So there's the album. And then I wanted to show you real quick. So with the leftovers from this, I didn't have, like I said, too many, but I did have enough to make some cards. So I just made some real simple cards. I used a couple of the cut aparts that I had left over from using the back side of the paper. And this one has the baby. Now, I do talk about this in the tutorial, but I really wanted to mimic the baby blocks on one of the 12x12 papers, but it was too big. I wanted to put it on here, but it was too big. The album wasn't quite tall enough, so I mimicked it with these stickers that came on the sticker sheet and did that. So it's kind of the same idea as this, but vertical. And then I used the sticker Sweet Bundle of Joy. I used one of my, a strip of paper that was left over with a scallop punch, and then I put some more pom-pom trim here. And then there's a little bee sticker that I added there. That was the last one I had. And then inside it says, "We have been expecting you, sweet baby." So just some real simple cards. This one says, you have to have one from mama to be, right? And so I used the last bit of my seam binding and tied a bow around the paper there. And then on the inside it said, "It's a happy sort of day, a baby is on the way." So that would be a good one to give to mama for a baby shower. We have one to congratulate you on your new bundle of joy. And on this one, I did bump this up with foam tape and foam dots. This one is a sticker that has Christopher Robin on here, and I actually cut this sticker. This sticker actually had something else on it too. Let me show you. I think I can show you. In this package, this was the sticker, and I cut around Christopher Robin to get that half, and then I used the other half of that sticker on another card. So I'll show you that in a second. But that's how I got kind of two stickers out of one. So this one goes like that, and then it says "Hello World," and I put the stickers up here, and then the little Pooh sticker with the bee there. And then here is one that says, "It's a happy sort of day, a baby is on the way." Again, using up my leftovers, and then I just put some buttons in the corner. I did layer this one with some foam tape to pop it up. And then we have this cut apart. It was one of the 4x6 that I just trimmed down to put in there, and then use some little button stickers and the bee sticker on the inside. And this one here, this one says, "Sometimes the smallest things take up the most room in your heart." And again, I did bump that up with some foam, and then I used the last little buttons, stickers, and then the little bee sticker there. And then this opens up this way, and then I use the cut aparts, or the ephemera piece here, and then the stickers here. And this one says, If I am thinking correctly," said Pooh, "a new baby is probably undoubtedly the greatest gift that ever could be." I love that. I think that was really sweet. So there's that card. And then last but not least, this was made out of a piece of the pattern paper that I had left over. And it's a little bit shy of 4 1/4, but that's okay. I decided to use it anyway. And put the big cut apart on the front. And then it says, "Even the smallest one can change the world." And then when you open it up, you have the pattern paper on the inside. It says, "Hip, hip, hooray, there's a baby on the way." And I thought that was kind of appropriate with the maps. And then I did use a piece of the artisan cardstock to make a place to write, and then use the rest of the stickers. And then this is the other half of the sticker that I cut off, and it says "Baby is on the way." So I used that in the corner as well. So those are the cards that I made using the leftovers. So those are kind of some ideas to use your leftover bits just to make some really cute cards. So now I have a whole bunch of cards that I can use, and then I have this gorgeous album as well. So that is my extensive walkthrough. I hope I didn't yammer on too much with that. I hope you liked it, and I will see you really soon with the tutorial. I think you're going to love it. It's very easy to put together. It does require a lot of product. So in my design team package, I received 2 of each of the pattern papers, 2 of each of the coordinating solids, and then I received a pack of the Tonic Studios gold or pearlescent paper. I used Natural Artisan Cardstock for this album. I did need to use like 1.5 packs, so it does take a lot of paper. But again, this is baby's first year, so it is a bigger album, and has a lot of pages, and it did require a lot. So just a little warning, but it's going to be so worth it when you get it done. So thank you so much for watching. I will be back very, very soon with the tutorial. And I really, really hope you like it. I think this is really wonderful. Tell me what you think, and I will see you again soon. All right. Talk to you later. Stay crafty. Bye-bye.